But first of all, the news where you are this morning.
Good morning. The First Minister says the Westminster Government is refusing to live up to its responsibilities for Scotland's farming community, as the row continues over a disputed compensation package to those affected by foot and mouth restrictions. Alex Salmond says he refused to back down on claims that £8 million of compensation for farmers was withdrawn after it became clear there was no early election. The UK's Environment Secretary Hilary Benn denies the allegation and has called this disagreement a demeaning spat. Speaking to BBC Radio Scotland during a visit to New York, Mr Salmond said he was sticking up for the country.
I don't think it's a spat. I think it's a serious disagreement about living up to responsibility. And anything I've had to say about Hilary Benn or the UK government is as of nothing compared to the anger that's felt through the rural communities.
Campaigners concerned about the long-term future of Scotland's largest hospice are to hold a demonstration in Clydebank. They are angry that NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde are considering relocating selected services from St Margaret's, although the health board say they want to refocus the site's use for modern needs. Campbell Hart reports.
Campaigners claim the 30-bed ward at St Margaret's, which offers acute continuing care, could be lost. The NHS are looking to provide a reduced service from Blort Hill Hospital due to changing demand. Officials have signalled they may withdraw £1.9 million of funding, but say they're looking to reuse the space for other services for the frail and elderly. Protesters will join management from St Margaret's at Clydebank Shopping Centre later, where they'll call for the status quo to be retained. A spokeswoman for NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde said that talks were ongoing and that no final decision had been taken.
More than 2 million people across the UK suffer from osteoarthritis, and doctors in Edinburgh are set to take part in the world's first major study to find out why. Edinburgh University is recruiting patients from across the UK for a study of genetic risk factors. Scientists will look at the DNA of 8,000 people who suffer from osteoarthritis of the hip and knee and compare it with the DNA of 6,000 healthy people. Now it's time for a look at today's weather. It's over to Gail McGreen.
Good morning. Well, we're starting off this morning with a good deal of cloud and still some lingering spots of rain, especially tied in with this warm front across the far north of the country. But this will gradually ease, and for many of us it will become dry. The west will always tend to stay rather cloudy and still the risk of a few spots of light rain or drizzle, especially towards the west coast. But it's in the east that we'll continue to see the best of the weather, with some pleasant spells of sunshine stretching from around Murray down towards the eastern borders. And still mild for the time of year, temperatures peaking at 19 degrees Celsius towards inland parts of Aberdeenshire and towards Angus and Fife, and winds for the most part will be light. Overnight it'll continue with some patchy light rain, and that will linger through tomorrow, especially in the northwest, best in the east.
Thank you, Gail. Now that's all for now, but do join us in half an hour for a final roundup of this morning's news. Meanwhile, you can keep up to date with news on our website. The address is on our screens now. Goodbye for now.